Hey fast forwards, SpeeDMan here. Welcome to this episode of Sejong. So a quick overview of his Hangul ability for anybody that's new. When you complete your first technology from a new era, receive double your size per turret as culture. So I'm going to buy the builder there, and that way we could do quite a few chops in this area. Could really develop this area out a little bit more, especially get Songju up and running. All those chops will help give a lot of tempo to the city, so that is a strong consideration. And so this will kind of make its way over there. That'll help this region out in the west. We can also do this so we can get this area settled in, kind of build this area out a little bit more, just get a little bit more food growth. So that way we're in a bit of a better, more food positive scenario.
It's the theater of the mind.
Oh, we have a source of aluminum. You know oh, that's so perfect. That's so perfect. That is actually, oh, wowee. You know, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's going to be a 3-2 tile. This could not have spawned in a better place. That sincerely could not have spawned in a better place. And I'll take it. I'm going to do a movement here. Chop that out. There we go. So now we have got ourselves a very, very nice alchemical society here. That's going to help us out a little bit in the city. So we're getting that plus 12 science. That's fantastic. And then it's also giving us a little bit more science. Rather, it's a little bit more gold outputs. We can see here we're getting 8 gold out of that. And so that's the benefit of alchemical society. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And we can see our science is going to go up to 455 science per turn. So it's turn 202. And we're going to be having access to some very, very good yields. So that is something I will happily take. Yeah, that's nice. 12 production, 12 production. That's excellent. That's a big production boost in this city. This is up to 31. That's not bad. This city, that's definitely not bad. So that increases our baseline production as well. So we have a solid base to work with.
A vast tomb.
There's mausoleum. Okay, perfect.
Steel.
And so we've got that. Now we need to consider what our science situation is going to be. We are going to potentially, we can invest in that. Embarked movement's not a big deal, but really it's more for the eventual build for uranium. We are getting some pretty good science output, so that is really good. What I do want to do is I am going to go ahead and go all the way down here. So I'm going to actually take you over here because I want to make that corporation. That is the perfect opportunity for us to be able to really amplify up our yield potential, because the more of these commercial hubs that we develop, we'll be able to really get set up here. Like a stock exchange is going to open up some product slots, and we could really kind of min-max towards a lot more science output. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. We're going to make that push there. So essentially, we are going to essentially just go for this, to get this set up here. That's going to get us in a couple turns. We're going to be getting another, our first ever stock exchange, actually. And by that point, we're going to start really investing heavily in some of our overall infrastructure. There's combined arms.
Nature has manifested in
There's
to
nationalism.
fight for war is
And
hell.
Scorched Earth. So we got both of those, so that's perfect. That is going to give a lot of tempo for us to get us kind of set up here for the next couple particular things to work on. Got some more envoys here, so that's perfect. Can make that new city. We'll start off with a pretty solid 3-4 tile. That's going to give us a very nice amount of food growth and also a little bit of production to work with. So that's perfect. That's 17 turns. That's 5 turns. That'll help kind of get the city settled in, so we don't need to worry about the city growing. We're going to save up our envoys here because we do want to save a couple envoys specifically to try to take Geneva. That would be a good one. And then Taruga is also a good one. That's going to give us more science output. Both of these are honestly major targets that we want to consider. So we had about 718 science there. So basically multiplied by 2, that is about 1436. So basically 1436 culture just got applied to us, and that gave us a couple different, you can see there, that gave us a couple different civics. So that is a good amount of boost there. Let's go ahead and taper back off of our science situation. and focus on production. So we're going to get this other stuff worked on. I do want to make sure we're in a good position so that way the more of these, the more of these things that we build, if it's not very much difficult for us to just simply focus on the production of a lot of very, very like, we can see here we're going to lose population 20 turns. But if we can focus on some of these, we could get some serious benefits out of that. So I do want to consider that. Actually a pretty good spot now that we've got that additional production of food here. We're actually now food positive, so we're not really worried about this city losing its tempo or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and buy that. And let's take a look at some potential, very, very nice potential trade routes that we can start getting set up. I just need to think about where we want to get them going. We're going to have 2 more wonders there. Actually 3. So these 3 cities here are going to be building wonders. Those are perfect wonders, honestly. So those are going to be good for us. I do want to make sure we're just continuing to pump out more and more of these products, because the more of these products that we build, honestly, the more gold, or not gold, but science that we're going to be really, like, honestly getting a massive boost of. So I kind of would rather focus on that for the time being. Let's go ahead and get started on some flood barriers. Just notice we are like taken off there, so that's perfect. We'll end up getting a musician and a scientist. I prefer getting an engineer and an artist, but I can't really help the fact that we have so much diplomatic favor production, so I'm just kind of just going with it. Once we have that soon up and running, it's going to be kind of nice because that'll help kind of bring this area up to par a little bit, and then we'll go over here and get this set up. That is going to be very, very nice. Okay, so we got ourselves a good bit more gold, so that's perfect. We'll be at 6,500, so that is going to be, we're going to have 9,750 approximately in gold, so just under that. So that's not bad. Assuming the gold per turn gets applied before the bonus of this gets done.
Watch.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Game. I passed on that one. Ah. What are you doing? Oh, wait. Did we get 2? No, I don't want that either. Oh, that potentially could be game-changing here. I can make this work. I'm going to send you over here. And you're going to activate, it's going to give me 1,200 science. That'll be very, very modest benefit, but suppose I'll have to make do at this point. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, yep, I've got to have it now. I'm also going to go ahead and, while I'm at it, I'm just going to buy a broadcast center. You can actually get a bunch of culture tempo out of this, so I mean it does work out. It's just, it's one of those things where it's the timing of it is so not there. Oh, dude, we are. Oh, okay, so who got recruited? The last one that got recruited is that one. We are on the route to get this one. This is so good, dude. And we naturally have the most great scientist points by a mile, so we're picking that up. That's great. What about great engineers? Who got the last engineer? That's unfortunate. That's all good. I mean, yes, of all people, honestly, Christina got it, so that's honestly not going to go to anybody that's going to be doing anything really for the science victory. So That's actually not that bad. To be honest, that's really not that bad. It could have gone to like Mansa Musa, which would have been more of a problem. This is actually not bad at all. So you can go here. You can go here, and then you can go here. And Golden Age, once again, we are going to take the, let's see here, Heartbeat of Steam. Extra production is going to be very much, thankfully, used. So that is great. You can see here, now we are at 100% or 100 production in the capital. That kind of makes things a little bit faster. Same thing here. We're at 78 production, 63 production. So this times perfectly for the push that we're going to be making here. With our current position, we are one turn away from getting class struggle, which is great, so that way we have access to communism. That is going to give us a very, very nice amount of not only military slots, specifically in case we do have any wars. We also have access to 3 plus another one from Big Ben economic policy slots, which will be great. We do have only 1 Diplo slot and then 1 wildcard slot. The 1 wildcard slot will absolutely be taken up here by Science Foundations. In our capital, I want us to have a solid amount of amenities. And the reason we want to do that is getting the extra amenities is going to guarantee that we have a little bit of a higher yield. And because we have that higher yield, I did do it in Yongsan, and the reason similarly for that is that city has 124 science. That is a very strong science city. So because that city is actually as strong as it is with science, we have plenty of opportunity to be able to utilize that and split that city with that city, get 2 different cities with solid yields, and be able to kind of move those bonuses out a little bit more. It's awesome. 245 science per turn, and that's going to go even higher once we get this research grant finished up. So this is going to be insane, the amount of science. We are, yeah, 1100 science, and we can see right here, I mean, we were double the next competitor. So we're 100% going to be in a winning position here. We have so much, I mean so much science output that we are just like, we min-maxed for science pretty much, and we put ourselves in a very, very good spot. So for a min-max type of build, that plays extremely well with Sejong's ability. It's more of a direct min-max build type of character, and that's kind of, unfortunately, the limitation of a character style like this. You have to play in that specific way, and you have to be very, very specific about how you try to focus on your growth.
Water and air.
Launch Earth satellite, and now in this city, we can go ahead and launch the moon landing. So what we're going to do is actually in this city, we will start up a very, very important project here. Oh, we've got space, don't you worry. Stock exchange, there we go. And you can go ahead and get started on that. It's going to give us a little bit more yield potential, and that'll be a big boost for us. That extra 15% is going to go very well into this city. And so at the point that we actually get that started, what we will do is very smart, a very smart decision. The turn before we complete the very sacred launching of the moon landing, we are going to switch on to all systems fire for, as if we were going for Hangul. As if we were going for Hangul. All systems firing for maximum science. And then once we complete it, we're going to get about 1,200 times 10, and that's going to give us 12,000 in the city. That is in culture. So that's going to be basically just a purely absurd amount of culture output, and we are going to love it. There it is.
Then you drive. Never mind the maneuver.
We also win this. This is good. Technology boost. Not a problem. Accumulation of resources in cities with the university. This is a big one. Because we won that by an absolute mile, what's going to be really big about this is we've got all these resources that we're going to be using. So we can see here that we're actually going to start going positive with some of this stuff. You can see as well that very, very sweet +8 is going to keep us positive in the permanent section of this game. So now that we're done with that, what we're going to do is immediately get started on the next phase, which is going to be the launch Mars colony. 1800 production. It's going to take a little while. I'm not going to do that one yet. Carl Sagan, you are going to wait until it is time for the final mission. And that is this one here. This is going to be the main, the big money, the big ticket, the big one. And that's the one we're going to save up for. So we've already put ourselves equal, neck and neck with the AI. We're already ready to go. Remember, our growth is exponential, and so we're pretty much in a position to win this. Okay, there's our final spy. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring him into Gangneung. That way we can get that final particular spaceport protected. And this last spy, honestly, could just be an offensive spy, or we could have another defensive one, maybe protecting this region here. This would be a pretty important area. That's going to be a very big chokehold for the capital, so we'll protect that area as well. Just so that way we can kind of kill two birds with one stone and keep things well protected, so we'll be A-okay there. At the moment, honestly, we have everything else pretty much taken care of for the rest of the game. We don't have anything else that we're really concerned about. Tourism, not relevant. The rest of all this is not relevant. Pretty much ready to go. We're just going to start cruising through the next so many turns and just keep working through it to the end. I'm pretty sure we've been denounced by him by this point, but for like probably 100 turns at least. It's kind of funny. There's the Mars colony launch. Perfect. Let's get started on the exoplanet expedition. Carl Sagan. Bada bing. Bada boom. There it is. So good try, Mansabusa. We're officially now en route for the win. Triple whammy, triple collateral. There it is. All three of them at the same time. That is beautiful. That is just solid. That is just solid. So take a look here. We are now up to a whopping 5 light years per turn. So that is going to get better. That is going to continue getting easier, and we're already at 9. So this will start to really carry a lot more speed pretty soon here. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward.
That's another win, and another one for the history books. So this is definitely a min-maxy type of build, and I have to say this has been a lot of fun. A different challenge, but definitely a lot of fun. Some things that we could have done differently could honestly, maybe I would say more than anything else, optimized a little earlier for some more industrial zones, so that way we can kind of pick up those industrial zones and get access to those great engineers earlier. Honestly, the focus on these holy sites was a good one. This definitely helped give us a good bit of tempo. It was a bit slower in the start, but definitely paid off in terms of faith generation. Being able to get these spaceports much faster is definitely a critical component of being able to get this, so I'm happy to have done that. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. This has been a really good and interesting example of late game usage of Sejong, and I wanted to make sure I gave the most optimized use of the Hangul ability, so I will make sure to highlight that within the video itself. So if earlier in the video you need to watch that again, I will simply timestamp it so anybody that needs to watch that can review that. So I will place one down for that specifically. Thank you again so much for watching. This has been a joy to play, and I hope it's been a joy to watch for you guys. If you enjoyed watching this, I would like to ask you to go ahead, hit that like button, and subscribe. It's been a lot of fun doing this, and I can't thank you guys enough. SpeeDMan out.